YouTubers? Doom143, and I am here with a contest entry into POPCOM's 100 subscriber contest. Congratulations, buddy. Well deserved, well earned. Glad to see you, hitting that milestone. And yeah, you're just gonna, I know your personality. We talk off of the YouTube community. You're a great guy. I love the fact that you're just ambitious and you want to learn more, and you just want to kind of keep on wanting to learn and stuff like that. So totally well deserved, and congratulations again. So POPCOM, he had some things that he wanted us to do, so I'm just going to check them off the list as we go along. First, be 18 or over. That's done. He also wants you to sub, and he wants to link, so I'm going to link this video to my comment section, to his comment section, so that he can kind of just find this video a little easier. And just a side note, I think anybody that does a contest, if you comment to somebody, I always think it's a great thing to link your contest entry, so that way they can just click on it and go straight to it. But yeah, so he just had a couple of questions, and so the first one was like, show your first comic. Well, I don't have my first comic, it's at my mom's house, and to be quite honest, I'm really not even too sure what my first comic is. I just remember really being into Superman and X-Men, and so a couple of these books here are part of, like, I just remember going into an LCS here on Oahu. For the people that don't know Hawaii, so Hawaii has 8 islands on the chain. So basically, I'm from the Big Island, and the Big Island, or Hawaii, it's actually pretty chill, laid back. They had a small comic book store. They used to sell records and comics, and they sell like sports cards and stuff. But it didn't have the selection that if you were to go to Oahu, which is basically the city, they wouldn't have the selection that Oahu had. So when I came to Oahu, there was a used bookstore, used record bookstore called Jellies. And I remember walking in and just seeing long boxes after long boxes after long boxes. And even then, as a little Doom 143, I remember just being captivated by the covers. And so I remember these X-Men here being one of the first. This is kind of funny because I don't know if you can see this, but it actually says Jellies. There you go. So Jellies was a bookstore that I remember going to, and I was like, man, I don't even remember how old I was, but I can see it in my head now. I could smell the old records, and I can smell the comics. Even as I think back right now, and I just remember just like loving that smell. And then I would see like the comics behind the showcases, and I would see the comics up on the wall, and I would just, man, I couldn't believe like how much the comics cost, and I couldn't believe somebody would spend $100 on a comic, and it just like blew my mind. And I remember heading straight to the boxes labeled X, and going straight to the X-Men, and just whatever covers, and I think all the X-Men were like $2 or like $1, and I just couldn't believe it. It was like, and I had like, I think at that time I had like $20, which I think now that would equal to like me giving my son like $50 or $60. So at that time I had like $20, and I'm just like, holy shnikes, I can pick up 20 comics or 19 comics plus tax, and then just going through it and just picking up. And I remember I have these at my mom and dad's house, but I remember seeing them at a used bookstore, and I just picked them up because it's so nostalgic, like Colossus and the Sentinels and Rogue just busting through, and I remember Wolverine just scratching at his feet. It seems kind of stupid. He's just like chopping down at his feet over here. But then you also had Magneto, which I didn't understand because I thought Magneto was a bad guy. So I had to go in and read the book and stuff like that. And I remember seeing this one, like, you know, I used to read like Phoenix versus the Beyonder. Anytime there was a versus, I always used to get like really into it. And then, yeah, it was pretty cool. X-Men was pretty awesome because it was a whole team. And then I remember seeing this cover and like seeing all my favorite X-Men's on the ground. And, you know, it was pretty crazy to me, like how did Doom like defeat them and stuff like that. And, so that's kind of like my first memories, I guess, as far as like the first comic that I bought. But I swear it was the Superman comic that I bought. The next thing is that POPCOM really loves ASM 300, and he said if you have one, go ahead and show it. So here it is. Here is my ASM 300. It is signed by Stan Lee. And funny story about this is that Stan Lee actually signed this for my son for free. I had a Hulk 181 that I wanted Stan Lee to sign, and I was thinking about having him sign the 300 too. I didn't know how it worked. I didn't know you had to pay before, so I paid the whatever it was, the $100 to get the 181. But I figured, you know what? If I see Stan, I'll give him another $100 and he can sign this too. And but I wasn't too sure if I wanted to do it. And then so after Stan Lee signed my Hulk 181, he saw my son with the 300, and he just grabbed it from my son and just signed it. And you know, that was pretty awesome that Stan did that. So I have Amazing Spider-Man number 300 signed by Stan Lee. He wanted to, since it was Thanksgiving time. By the way, if you guys are watching this on Thursday, happy Thanksgiving. So name one thing that I am thankful for, and that's super easy. Like the one thing I'm thankful for is definitely my family. Let me see if I can show that a little bit. This is one of those characters that I just got done. So it's me, my wife, and my son, and it's kind of what we look like in the character form for the most part, but so that's kind of like what the Doom 143 looks like. And so yeah, that's, you know, definitely the one thing that I'm very thankful for is my family. My wife is my rock. I go to her when I have issues with work or I just have personal issues. She's been my staple. She's just been my friend. She's been my confidant. She's been everything to me. And then my son, he definitely has taught me how to be patient. He's taught me how to stay grounded. And sorry, let me try to see if I can show this. There you go. Showed me how to stay grounded, and you know, just it's been fun, just, you know, kind of being a kid all over with him and playing ball and stuff like that. He wanted me to promote some channels, which I would definitely love to do. I think he just wanted me to promote one, but I'm going to promote, you know, basically a bunch of channels that I've gotten closer to, or just channels that I personally just really like. So you know, Contender, he's a new guy, really like his stuff. Alex the Comic Hoarder, Drasher's Comics and Things, Masterxsplinter, Kyle Rowe, great variety of stuff. Freddy's 562, Rigor Mortis 86, Davis Comic Finds, AG Surfer, Tat Comics, Soul Comics. You know, these are just channels that I'll leave a link to as well. These guys that I've just kind of gotten a little bit closer to, or just really enjoy watching, and been learning a lot from them. And sometimes just some of these guys, like Alex the Comic Hoarder, great guy. I mean, awesome individual. Just like watching his stuff. Masterxsplinter, very educational, very helpful in my collecting. And yeah, you know, he just gets straight to the point, tells you what comics are, and just like lets you know, the potential behind them. So that's really awesome and stuff like that. So yeah, so you know, just promoting some channels and stuff. My favorite LCS. So there's an LCS here in Hawaii called Other Realms. For the longest time I was calling it Outer Realms, but it's actually Other Realms. basically I like them, one, because they do my pool, so they know what I like. They pull stuff for me, and they also pull stuff that might have to do with something that I like. For example, let's say Spider-Man came out, then you know, they'll pull like Venom #1 for me and stuff like that. We have a great selection of comics. A lot of people in Hawaii will go to them to sell their stuff, so I always get a chance to kind of just buy from that. And it's clean, it's organized, and I really like that. There's another LCS that I like, and it's quite the opposite of everything that I just said, and I like it because I get to pull like stuff on the stealth because no one really kind of pay attention or goes there. My prized possession, that is not a collectible or anything, and that's why I'm leaving the picture up. This is my prized possession. This is my family. They're definitely my prized possession. I mean, I have other stuff. I have like jiu-jitsu medals, which is actually a great segue. This is actually my jiu-jitsu gi, and this is another hobby of mine. So this is my jiu-jitsu gi, and this is kind of what I do on the side. I'll be honest, I kind of been skipping out for about a year, but yeah, I mean, that's basically like my hobby and stuff. All right, POPCOM, you're awesome. Stay awesome. You know, keep doing your thing. You actually gave me a random act of kindness, so thank you so much for that as well. And yeah, to everybody, you know, support POPCOM. Do the contest. I'll leave a link for the contest. I'll leave a link to some of the channels that I was giving a shout out to, and to everybody, shoots and mahalos.